Boys and girls, ladies and gents, welcome to another episode of Clutch Conversations. It's your boy Mike. We are back at you one more again, live on a Thursday night. I hope everybody feeling all right, man. I'm feeling pretty good, man. Y'all ready to do this? Yeah, first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to my lovely wife, Takara, for holding us down in the comments and holding the team down. Y'all definitely show us some love in the comments, and y'all show the channel some love too. Let's get this housekeeping out the way. Hit that like button. If you haven't already subscribed, it's your first time to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And everybody, make sure you hit that notification bell so you can get notifications every time we drop a video. Also, know for the audio only gang, audio recordings of Clutch Conversations are available on all major podcasting platforms. So that's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere, anywhere you listen to your podcast. Definitely go check us out. Just search for it, Clutch Conversations. We're going to pop up. When you're checking us out on your platform, please follow, rate, and review. Really helps us out. Really appreciate the feedback and definitely appreciate the support. Also, if you're involved in this reptile hobby in any shape, form, or fashion, make sure you are supporting US Arc and US Arc Florida. The links for both organizations are in the description of this video. If you're not a member, go grab your membership. If you're able to donate, donate what you can. Be sure to spread the word about these organizations that help protect our rights as reptile keepers. So tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, spread the word. Let's see who we got in the chat tonight. Will's Hella Heat, what's good, bro? Eric's Morph Factory, what's good, bro? Brian, what's good, bro? Heathen Hatchery 352 in the building. My brother Bosa Kike, what's good, bro? The big homie Levi, what's good, bro? Y'all make sure y'all go check him out. Oh yeah, let's circle back to Bosa real quick. Congratulations on your first clutch, bro. Y'all make sure y'all go show the homie some love. He just had his first clutch hit the ground this week. Y'all make sure y'all go show him some love. See who else we got. More Forge, what's good? What's good? What's good? John, what's good, fam? The homie Jaffe, what's good, bro? Representing for Canada in the building. What's good? What's good? Who else we got? Chat going crazy. G, what's good? Shout out to the homie G, man. Y'all make sure y'all go give him a follow. Eden's Den. Go give him a follow. He hooked me up with this tight edit for the promo flyer. So definitely go check him out. Eden's Den. Y'all make sure y'all go get a homie a follow, man. He do some dope work. John, what's good? The big homie Ray, what's good, bro? Mr. Blade himself, what's good, fam? See who else we got. Derek's Mere Mortal Morphs, what's good? Say that 3 times fast. Las Vegas Ball Pythons, what's good, fam? Jamie, what's good? Welcome back. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate the support. What's good? Low Life Exotics, the homie Tom. Hey, you got something special in the mail coming at you, bro. Live feed, what's good? What's good? The homie John, Inkle Line, what's good? Y'all make sure y'all go check him out on Mondays. League of Breeders, go check him out. Dope podcast. See who else we got. Derek, what's good? The Blue Ghost King, what's good, bro? Y'all doing Thursday night? Let us know in the comments. The homie Mark Curry, what's good, man? No, Mr. Coop, Constricted Connection, what's good? Bold Coast, what's good? I'm gonna stop it right there. Oh, wait, one more. I'm gonna stop it right here. The homie Big E, Ebony and Ivory Reptiles, the homie Matt. Man, y'all go check him out, man. I shared it in the story today, but y'all go check him out. Him and his wife, they were on the news. They were repping for the reptiles, so y'all definitely go check it out. You can find it on my story. You can find it on his page. But yeah, y'all definitely go check it out, man. Love what y'all doing, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, I'm gonna stop it right there. So without further ado, we're gonna bring on tonight's guest. We got the homie Big Mike from Insane Clown Pythons. What's good, bro?
What's happening? What's happening?
What's happening? What's happening? How you feeling?
Feeling lovely. How about yourself?
Pretty good, pretty good. How's the weather out there?
It's nice and cool.
Nice and cool.
High. Yeah, it wasn't too hot today. I guess a high of like 60, high of 60.
Okay, yeah, that's nice.
Cool of 39, but I like it colder than hotter for sure.
Okay,
You know,
okay, okay. So man, so for the one person who don't know who you is, give us your elevator pitch.
there ain't no pictures. You get what you see. It's Mike Insane Clown Pythons. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So man, been wanting to get you on the show, man. I got a lot I want to talk about with you, man. But real quick, tell us a little bit about your background and kind of how you got into the ball python game.
Well, I always liked animals, and used to collect the little lizards, the ones on the wall lizards or whatever you call them, the fence lizards, alligator lizards,
Yeah,
whatever was available to catch around here in California. Anything that was a wild animal I could get my hands on was basically what I was trying to get. I set traps to catch wild sparrows and doves, and I'll catch cottontail rabbits and all that good stuff. So the thing was, as a child, most parents only let you keep common animals such as cats. I mean, dogs or birds or whatever. So I
yeah,
grew up basically, we had bird aviaries and we had dogs, but I wasn't allowed to have any reptiles or anything. So as soon as I became an adult, the first snake I bought was an albino Burmese python because all the pythons out back then were just basic brown animals and I had no interest in them.
gotcha, gotcha.
And then
So,
once the Burmese albino berms started getting big and eating rabbits, I was like, wow, that's pretty nuts, you know. So
so
then
was
I
it
just
male or
got
female?
out of it. It
Was
was
it a
a
male?
female, actually. It was a
It was a
female.
female. And how long
Yeah,
did you have her?
she got up to about, I want to say about 13, 14 feet.
Okay, so pretty big, pretty big.
Yeah, she was a
When,
big girl.
when was this?
This was I want to say back in '96.
Okay, so yeah, you've been in it for a minute.
Yeah, but then after that, I got out of it and just started doing exotic reptiles like keeping alligators and just whatever you could get your hands on that wasn't common. That was like the thing to do.
Gotcha. So you kept alligators. It started with the Burmese. You kept alligators. What other reptiles did you get leading into the ball pythons?
I had rattlesnakes too. A couple of little kids used to like catch the wild ones. So I had a couple of those too,
Okay.
but it wasn't nothing serious. It was just something like a collection.
Okay. Was it like baby rattlesnakes or did you have
Yeah,
like older?
no,
Okay.
baby rattlesnakes.
Okay. Okay. And you were how old were you then?
I graduated '96, so so probably 20 years old.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you were you staying out on your own or
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
like
As soon as I became an adult, I got to do what I wanted.
okay,
Couldn't nobody tell me nothing. Yeah,
got
I
you.
kept anything and everything that I wanted.
So did you just like kind of hop in the venomous? You was like, yeah, I'm doing it,
Well,
or was
it was something cool. Like some little kids caught them and they're like, "Hey, do you want to buy these rattlesnakes? Give me $5 for them." So I said, "Cool, I'll take them for
yeah, I
five
take
bucks."
it.
And then, I wanted to try to get them out of the poor little dude's hands. The last thing I wanted for them to do is get bit by some venomous snakes.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And so, how did you end up getting into the ball pythons?
Well, I started like coming across things on Google, like on the internet, and then I started looking around to see, the type of morphs. I was like, wow, that's crazy that these little snakes can pack so much color now, and you can make awesome combos. So I said I might as well just get one. Me and my daughter and I'm going to the Pomona Super Show, and she wanted to see if we can get a snake. Asked the wife, she said no. So we just kept trying, and eventually we ended up getting one snake finally. And that first snake was we bought from Justin, a desert ghost male, because we were going to just get one snake only to have for a pet. you know.
Gotcha. So how did that mentality change in terms of you started off, you wanted just a pet. What made you want to breed it? Was it just the attraction to all the different morphs? Like what really got you started?
Well, I started looking at lots of things, and I like desert ghosts and I like clowns. Were two favorite. So, like the second snake I ended up buying was a desert ghost clown from Levant at Straight Fire, and then I ended up buying a clown piebald from Miguel at Always Evolving Pythons,
Wait, wait,
and he
wait,
was
wait,
like,
wait, 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 wait. You said the second snake you bought was the Desert Ghost Clown?
"Yeah,
Dang. And then you followed that up with a calm pie.
yeah," and
Okay,
then that's
okay.
when Miguel was like, "Hey, you're dropping big cheese. You like at least stack up on females if you decide to, and then try to get your money back." So then that's why I just looked at everything and I said, you know what? I'm gonna just bust it down and just go wild and buy everything I want. Forget about it.
So the Desert Ghost Clown and the Clown Pie, they were both males, and Miguel's
No,
like me.
females.
They were both
Females.
females. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Then I just went on a female spree. I just started buying all the females I could.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So early in the game, like when you was kind of like learning the ropes or whatnot, what did your learning process look like in the beginning?
Well, just like being, if you have any sense, like you can figure things out really quick, especially when you get involved in it. So it wasn't hard for me to figure it out. Like once Miguel just said, make sure you get more females than males because you can get your males later on down the line when your females are ready. So I just bought it every heavy hitter female I could possibly get my hands on that I liked.
Gotcha. And so, what were some of the most important lessons you learned early on?
Well, just buy females, buy female heavies. Like that was the number one thing. Buy females and then buy from a trusted seller and
Gotcha.
buy recessive.
You saying by recessive?
Correct.
Gotcha. So you had a relationship with Miguel early on. So speak about like relationship building and like the importance of developing relationships. Uh, I mean, not only in this hobby, but specifically in this hobby.
Well, yeah, the whole thing is that like you want to have a relationship with people that you have a connection with, basically, that'll do you the same way that you'll do them. So I basically treat everyone the way I like to be treated. So even when dealing with animals, trying to purchase an animal, like when I would start buying animals, I asked them, "Hey, I'm just starting off. Can you give me a little love? I'll pass it back because eventually I will come with some heat and I'll reciprocate exactly what you give to me. So some of the guys are just thinking like, yeah, whatever. This is the price, buy it, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like they basically took me as a joke. So I said, cool. So when the time came back around, when hey, I see you producing cool stuff. Can you do something for me? Yeah, I'm gonna do you like you did me. Same energy.
Same energy.
That's the thing about it. You got to remember, don't think you're better and above anybody. Like you never know who that person can turn into.
Exactly, exactly. And it can come full circle. It can definitely come full circle.
Most definitely.
So Miguel was somebody you developed a good working relationship with. Was there anybody else that you want to speak to that you developed a good working relationship
Well,
with that kind of like
K
helped
K
guide you?
KG and D from Bomb Projects, they're
Oh
super
yeah, shout
duper
out to
cool
the homie.
people. Yeah, so
Yeah.
like me and KG are like super like that. We were in Arlington together. We stayed together at the show over there, so it was pretty good. And then I got my buddy Steve from Las Vegas Ball Pythons,
Okay.
Derek at Mere Mortal Pythons, Sean at Astro Pythons, and then you got Johnny at Summon Exotic Reptiles. Like I'm really cool with those guys too. And then Leland Riker from Riker's Reptiles and Mike over at American Ball Pythons. So
Okay. Okay. That's what's up, man. Yeah, it's definitely important to build good relationships, man. It it helps you, it helps the other people. It can be like something y'all can reciprocate because y'all can bounce ideas off of each other, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can grow together. Um, just making it like mutually beneficial.
Right. And shout out to Bob's Balls too. Like Bob's like the first day I met him, he gave me nothing but love, like straight from the jump. Like no funny business, no like nothing. He just like, hey, I told him who I was, what I was gonna do, and he's like, all right, I got you. I'm gonna take care of you, and that was that.
Yeah, Bob is a cool dude. Like when I
He's
first
super
started the show,
cool.
say again.
I said he's super cool.
Oh yeah, when I first started the show, man. So at that point, I hadn't talked to Bob like really that much at all. Like I had talked to him a couple times. Like I talked to him at Daytona like once at that point, and I had bought like one snake from him. But when I first started the show, like I reached out to Bob and I was like, "Hey, bro, like I'm starting this show. Uh, it's gonna be like starting in a couple weeks. So these gonna be the first couple episodes. I would love it if you come on the show." And then like he hit me like right back, like probably like within an hour. He's like, "Yeah, what date you want me to be on?" So like I shot him the link and he signed right up. So that was what's up. Yeah,
Yeah, like definitely. Like I hit him up at like 1 a.m. Cali time. He's still up. Like I rarely sleep. I just stay up doing my things, thinking of the next move all day.
that's what's up. That's what's up. So 1 a.m. Cali time, that'll be 4 a.m. East Coast time.
Yeah, and he's up always, always.
Eternal grind, man. You got to do it. You got to do it.
Most definitely.
It's not work when you love what you're doing, though.
That's exactly what it is.
So, what kind of advice would you give some people? Because everybody not like extroverted per se or whatever, and so some people like might struggle in the networking department. So, is there any kind of advice that you would give people that struggle with networking in the industry?
Yeah, the main thing is that like if you don't try, you're never gonna know what's gonna happen, right? So
Right.
like if you never take that shot, you never know if you're gonna make it or miss it. So you always got to be in the gym shooting, no matter what, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Aside from not trying, do you see any other kind of like mistakes that people make, like in terms of networking?
Well, the thing is, to succeed in this business, you have to network. Like, there's no way around it. If you're off to yourself and like hidden somewhere, then you'll never know what's out there either. You know, you'll think like, oh, spiders is the last thing you ever saw, and you still think spiders is the last morph that ever came out. You know, like I'm cool with a lot of guys over the across the pond too in Europe. Like my
Okay.
buddy Joris is super cool. Marco over there, and then the shipper Sander, Mills. Mills is super cool with me. So like, it's a lot of cool dudes overseas too that you can talk to, and just you can connect with and speak about different husbandry, like how you keep your animals and feeding regiments and all that stuff. Like, so I call myself the Insane Diet. I just do my own thing. I learn my own methods. I do my own methods, and I just make it happen. You know,
Got you get a lot of snakes from overseas too, don't you?
I did, but now that I have enough now that I'm good. But
Gotcha.
I was bringing them in like crazy. Like just the shipping, all my snakes coming over was like 5,000 every shipment.
How many snakes you picked up from overseas?
I probably brought it over about 70.
Oh, nice, nice,
Yeah,
nice,
yeah. I was
nice.
just bringing stuff in like every shipment nonstop.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So, what made you go that route?
Well, because they had different animals and better things, in my opinion, you know, and their attitude was totally different than the American attitude. I'll just put it that way for you too.
Oh, really? How
For
so?
first starting out, like I said, the people just have attitudes like, "This is my price. Do you want to buy the animal or not?" Not, oh, like hey, what was the pairing? I don't know. All right, just look. You see what the snake is? Do you want to get it or not?
Gotcha. Some people really gave you that injured. Like you see what the snake is
Oh, when I first started, it was really weird. Really weird.
for real. Like you don't got to say no names, but talk about like a rough experience with that. That actually like is a good segue because I wanted to get into talking about like challenges, and so let's just start right here.
Well, like when I first got in too, there was a couple of things I was interested. So I actually text the seller, the vendor, right? And they both basically told me, "Hey, you ran out of text messages. You haven't bought nothing from me."
You ran out of text messages.
Yes, sir.
So what's the threshold? Like, how many do you get?
You tell me.
That's crazy. You ran out of text messages. Do you want to buy it? That's wild, bro. I couldn't
Yeah.
imagine like coming at somebody. Like I come from like a
Uh,
customer service background and like and so to me, customer service is so important. Like that's something that I pride myself on and I want to pride Herp Collectors on it as well. And so that's how I like conduct myself like when we doing business, you know what I mean? Like people reach out like, hey, thanks for reaching out. Like I know in the back of my mind, like a lot of times people just hitting you up. They might not be buying something necessarily, but you don't know who hitting you up and ain't gonna buy nothing. You don't know who hitting you up and a bad experience with you could lead them to not buying something. You don't know who hitting you up and y'all can develop a friendship, a long lasting friendship. You know what I'm saying? You just
that's
never know.
correct.
So you
That's what I'm
always
saying. You never know. You got to treat everybody the same, whether they have $1 or $1,000,000. Everybody
exactly,
deserves the same respect, and you give
exactly,
respect to get respect. That's my whole thing.
exactly. You ran out of text. That's the first time I heard that. You ran out of text messages. Do you want it or
Yeah,
not? That's wild.
and I'll never forget that ever.
That's wild. Like that just blows my mind. Like blows my mind. That's crazy. So what are some other challenges that you face over the years in the industry? And I heard you on one podcast you say it's a lifestyle. So what are some challenges you faced in the lifestyle?
Yeah, it is a lifestyle to me. Like I said, the thing is, if I want it, I'm gonna get it. Plain and simple, right? With that one person you have a bad experience with, they didn't stop making snakes at that person, right? So,
Right.
and money's good anywhere. It spends everywhere. So, if you want it bad enough, you can get it, and that's that. Like it's simple. Like I don't sweat the petty things. I pet the sweaty things. You know what I'm saying?
Say it again. Say it again. I don't think they heard that in the back.
I said
I think they heard.
I don't sweat the petty things. I pet the sweaty things.
That's
Plain and
what's up.
simple.
That's
You
what's
know?
up. Yeah, dropping jewels for him.
Yeah, like I said, life is too short, man. We're dead longer than we're alive. So you can't waste a minute of your time. You got to make things happen. Plain and simple.
So let's tap into that, bro. Talk about that mentality and how you've developed that mentality over time. Like, are there any like
Well,
inflection points that you can point back to and say, hey, this kind of changed my trajectory and kind of led me to this mindset? Like, what are
well,
some things you can speak to about that?
the thing is, like, so, like, some people like to sleep all day, right? So when you calculate how many hours in life you sleep, like, let's say you sleep 8 hours a day,
True.
3 days of 8 hours, you just lost a day of your life wasting it on sleep. I want every minute to enjoy every minute because we will sleep forever, you know? So why waste it now when you barely have any time to enjoy life now, you know?
Right. Yes,
Like
sir. Yes, sir.
I don't know how people can sleep 8 hours. It's nuts to me.
How many hours you sleeping, bro?
Maybe three, two and a half, three.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Have you always been like that, or did you just kind of grow into that
It started like in high school. Of
in
course,
high
as a
school?
kid, but yeah, as a kid, you know no better. You sleep all the day. Like you think that's the thing to do. You take naps, go to sleep, play, take naps. But
Yeah,
once you
we were
got in high
supposed to take nap.
school,
It's nap
yeah.
time.
But then when you get in high school, you're doing homework, you're working, you got everything on your mind, studying for tests. The last thing you're worried about is sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
from that point on, the hustle just stayed with me.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes perfect sense, bro. That makes perfect sense. So, any other challenges you can speak to?
What do you mean challenges?
Like challenges coming up through the hobby, like or coming up through the industry.
No, like I said, the thing is, if once I met Miguel, that kind of pretty much made everything go smooth for me because he pretty much produced lots of things also. So that's the thing. It's like when one door closes, another one opens. So that's why you have to make sure you offer the best service you possibly can because again, it doesn't stop. Like when I bought my first vehicle, I don't like Ford anymore. Like I'll never buy a Ford because of the reason of when I went to buy my first vehicle, the way they treated me at the dealership. They like act like I didn't even exist.
Oh wow.
So I rolled a Chevy, 7, 8, 9 people. Hey, can I help you? Can I help you? So from that point forward, I've been Team Chevy.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, you just never know like what kind of ripple effect just
Yeah, and like I said, for
triggering.
life, like I don't like Ford ever. I'm never gonna like a Ford just because of that experience.
Gotcha. Yeah. That's what's up, bro. All right, man. So I want to get into the snakes a little bit. So let's talk about your actual like breeding and pairing process and what that looks like. So what
Well, basically, I ultrasound the females and
okay.
see where they're at with the follicles. Based on follicle growth, that's the way I start conducting the pairing.
Have you been ultrasounding the whole time or did you start out like either just
No, I
watching the
started
female?
out. I start well. So my thing is like, so they make cars with power steering and cars without power steering, right? So like everything is improved for a reason to make life easier, right?
Yeah,
So why if you can get an easier process of knowing where your animals are, why wouldn't you do it?
yeah, that makes sense.
I'm not gonna just prove that, oh, hey, I know how to do it the old school way. It doesn't matter. You're gonna still get the same results if you know the new school way or the old school way.
Yeah, I'll be stuck without the ultrasound, bro.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm not even gonna waste my time trying to feel on them. When you could just throw that ultrasound on and call it a day, you done.
Yeah, yeah, you know exactly where they are.
You run through 5 girls in 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Now you
100%.
sit up, you trying to palpate just to prove that you know what you're doing before the time started. Like I could write with a ink. I could write with a bottle of ink and a feather. Does that mean it's better? Like nah, we all got ink pens now, right?
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm saying, man. Just keep it a thowie, you know.
Yeah, so do you wait for you said you waited for the follicle development before you pair?
Well, yeah. As soon as I got in this, I bought my ultrasound immediately. I bought my incubator, ultrasound, racks, snakes. I got it all right away, just straight up.
Okay, so you
I,
jump in
I
feet
was,
first.
yeah, ready to
Cool.
go plug and play.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so about how many follicles do you wait to see, or what's the follicle size you wait to see before you start pairing, or do you do any
So
jump
it,
off testing?
it, it depends on the female, the weight, their appetite, and age.
All right, so break that down for us. Like
So, like, if a female's 3 years old and she's 1,500 grams and she has 8 millimeter follicles, she's going to get paired up.
okay,
Now, if a female's only one, or a year and a half with 8 millimeter follicles, it makes no sense to rush her when she can still grow and develop more, you know?
gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. That make a lot of sense. And so how many
So
lock? Go ahead.
I do so basically on big girls that are growing quick, it's 2 to 3 locks.
2 to 3.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Now, other girls, it's 5 to 6 locks. So it all just depends on the girl too. Because I ultrasound them every 3 weeks to see
Okay.
where they're at. You know what I mean? Like see how they growing, see what's going on with them. So if a girl stays at 35 millimeters for too long, I'm gonna get another lock in.
Gotcha.
Just to
And
just to just to stimulate her to make sure she still goes,
so at what follicle size do you stop pairing?
at 35.
You stop at 35. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because normally at 35, they'll jump to 38, 40, and then you know what time it is, that they'll be ready to ovulate soon enough. But I'll
Gotcha.
keep going up to 35 millimeters, especially if
Gotcha.
they stay there at 3 weeks.
Gotcha. I've been stopping at 30 because I always heard that was like the point of no return. Like if they get to 30,
Nah, I've had girls
yeah.
reabsorb at 30, so that's why I
Oh,
don't
for
I don't
real.
stop.
That would have
Yeah,
broke my heart.
exactly. And then, like I said, if your male is right, it ain't gonna hurt you. All it is gonna help. You know what I mean? She's just gonna put more inside of her, and hopefully, make the clutch more fertile. You know what I mean?
That's good to know. Yeah, I've been stopping at 30. Um, hmm, that's real good to know.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that do, but I don't because, like I said, I ultrasound every 3 weeks, and I just want to like just keep it going and keep stimulating her to make sure she know like, hey, I need to go in and drop this clutch. This dude putting he putting it down on me, so I better give give him his clutch. You know,
Make it do what it do. Have you had a
you
bunch of
know
girls
it.
that reabsorb past 30?
No, no, I only had one.
Okay. And then you just kind of like keep pairing them up
Yeah,
until
that's good.
35.
Well, it's good enough. It's good enough to tell me because I stopped pairing her, and evidently my method since I've been continuing to do it, everything's been good. You know.
Gotcha. And it's probably I realized like this really kind of dependent, but on average, how many girls are you putting to your males per year?
Okay, so last season I put one male to 7 girls, and he only had to do 3 locks each,
Okay.
and they all went no problem at all. They were just taking off quick, quick, quick. You know. But
Got
he ate every time he paired, so it's based on the male too. You know, if the male's doing his thing, you can keep making it happen.
gotcha. What about
But
stubborn males? Like you got any kind of tricks for stubborn males?
I do. You gotta keep them on food. You mean males that won't lock or males that won't eat?
Let's talk about both.
Well, males that don't lock, the stocking method is a good way to go. Where you put one male on a stocking and you put the male that you want to lock open, where he can do the lock, but he'll still have to compete against the male that's in the stocking, so they don't lock together. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Okay. And then what about males that won't eat?
You have to assist feed them sometimes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I thought about assist feeding some larger males. I haven't done it yet, but I've thought about it. But I got one
Well,
male. He's a Cypress Spectre double head hypo clown. Man, he's not eating, he's not locking. I think I got a trick for him though, because I had another male that wouldn't lock. Like he used to be like a great locker. Like I throw him in the tub, he crawled right up in there and he locked up. But then he just he stopped eating and he stopped locking. I was like, man, but he still got good size on him. He's not losing no weight or nothing like that. So I was like, let me try something different. And so what I ended up doing was I threw the female in his tub. And
yeah,
like a few hours later, it was locked up.
but that's what's good. That's good. Yeah, I've never done that before.
So
But like I've had 2 unicorns in my collection that males that eat and lock nonstop. So I had a male that I had for 2 years. He bred for me 2 years straight. Ate the whole time, locked the whole time,
oh,
2 years
nice.
straight, no
Yeah,
problem at all.
nice.
So my thing is, it shows that if they're right, dude, they're right. Like, I
Straight
mean,
stuff.
we don't have to take no break. We eat, drink, do our thing. So what's the difference?
Yeah, so I'm gonna try that meeting in my bedroom trick with this other male too. I'm gonna bring the female over to him and see what he do.
Yeah, definitely. That's good to know too. That's something new.
Yeah, maybe he'll lock up. If he do, man, that'll make my day. Cause I definitely
Yeah,
want to get a couple locks on him. With a couple different females. So
yeah,
that'll
that'd
be
be
what's up.
good. That'd be really good.
Cool, cool. All right, and so like when you get your eggs and whatnot, and you're incubating, what's your temps and humidity looking like?
So in the incubator, I do 88.5,
Okay,
and that's pretty much the humidity is in the box, so you already know that. I just keep it
yeah,
moist in there, so I'm sure
okay.
it's 100%. I don't put the um, thing inside of there. I keep it inside the incubator,
Do you put like
the,
what you
the
call it?
sensor push. I use vermiculite,
Okay, vermiculite. Do you put it's not saran wrap. I can't it's
press and
escaping me.
seal. Yeah, press
Thank
and
you,
seal.
man. I can think of it, but you use
Yeah.
that?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, me too.
So what I do is I keep water bottles at the bottom of the incubator just
Same.
to use the when I pour it to set the boxes up. I have the boxes preset just dry sitting inside the incubator. So as soon as an egg is dropped, I grab 2 water bottles, dump them in there, stir it up with the spoon, and then I put the dragon hatch tray on top, and then I put the eggs on there, and then I mark the number of what number clutch it is for the new year.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. So in terms of like your season and your heavy times of the year, like are you year round breeder or do you
Year
like have
round. No,
year round?
it's year round. Yeah, when
Okay.
like I said, I ultrasound the girls when they're ready to go, that's where they go. Like keep
Okay.
feeding them, ultrasound them, and keep them pairing. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh, it's not the right time for you to go. Like when you ready, they ready to go, they gotta go.
So your girls is in terms of like your collection and like when most of your girls go in, is it evenly distributed throughout the year or do you have like sometimes of the year that's heavier than others?
So middle of the year is heavier, but they go all year round. You know what I'm saying? So like I would say I get more eggs around June, July, August, June, July, and August. June, July, August, and September is when they drop the most.
June, July, August, and September. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. And so
But I have a lot of new young girls just coming up though, so they're starting to like drop now too. So it may be evenly distributed all three, 4, 8, 12, 4 months, 4 months, 4 months, 4 months, eventually.
okay. So have you had a lot of girls go for you multiple times?
Not yet. So
Not
this
yet.
will be all my girls were first time moms last year. So they'll go again this year though, right now. They're on the pace to go for me. If not, they're going to be bigger and better for the next season. But they're
Gotcha.
smashing food and they doing what they're supposed to be doing right now.
They're building follicles and whatnot.
Most definitely. But I haven't even ultrasounded them yet because I'm letting them keep packing on the food until that 7 month grace period from their last clutch. Then I'll start ultrasounding to see where they're at. You know.
Okay, that's what I was leading up to. I was going to ask you if they seem like they're on pace for like the same cadence from the prior year.
Well, the way they're eating seems like it, but I have not ultrasounded them checks. You know what I mean? So I'd rather just keep them eating first, get that weight back up, and then see what they're looking like.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that made perfect sense. Um, have you changed anything in your breeding process? This is what? How many seasons have you produced clutches?
So this is my second season now.
This is your second season. So,
It's
you
actually
said-
my third season. My first season didn't count, but the first season was the worst because I ran everything hot. Like I'm like, hey, these things are wild animals. They're reptiles. They should like the heat better. Yada yada yada. But that was a lesson learned.
you got a lot of
You
slugs.
know, yeah, I got all slugs. I got one snake that actually hatched. Luckily, it was my first ever snake that was a Cypress spot nose fire clown, which was a good first snake to ever hatch. But everything else just slugged out and reabsorbed. But like I let my ambient go from like 82 to 88.
Oh
I had
wow,
it really,
ambient.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
I had it real hot. It's because originally I had them in the room with the rats. Like my first snake room was outside, and it was the rats and the snakes combined together. So
so how
it
did
just
that work
wasn't a
out
good
for you? Like
mix.
having the rodents and the snakes in the same room. Like were your snakes always in feed mode?
Yeah, they were, and that's why I'm thinking it's because they smelt the rodents and it was so hot. But
Gotcha.
it's because they're probably like hot and wanted to just eat and like dehydrated. They were just eating so much to try to get something inside of them.
Try to get some rodent juice in
Correct. So
them.
like now I keep them super cool and they still eat the same now too. But now it's just better because it's not humid. Man, it was hot. It was humid. It was just everything was all bad, man. With them combined together, it was bad. Like I come in the house smelling like rodents.
So you working with ASFs or desert field mice out there in Cali?
No rats.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Yeah, so for me, I think that was my issue too last year. Is I had like some of my snakes, or I had them all too hot in the summertime because what ended up happening is I had good clutches like at the start of the season, like when clutches was dropping, like I was going like 8 for 8, 6 for 6, 7 for 7, you know what I mean? But once we started getting towards the end of the season, that's when I start seeing like more and more slugs. Like I had a girl slug out. I had one girl, she basically slugged out. She had all but like one non-slug, and then that egg went through like the whole incubation period, ended up not being a good egg. So I had no viable eggs from that clutch. So that was two clutches that I didn't have viable eggs from. And then like I had a couple other towards the end where I had like a bunch of slugs or whatnot. And what I think it is like I think I let my temps get too hot and
Yeah,
it
definitely.
affected the male sperm and it was affecting fertilization and it just
Right.
didn't work
And
out
my
for me.
boys, they told me like, hey man, I think that's too hot. That's too hot. I'm like, hey, to me it looked like they're doing good. They eating. I think everything will be all right. You know what I mean? But hey,
He's like,
you never gonna know if you don't try it. So at least
yeah,
I learned from that. And it seems cooler is way better for sure. Cooler is way better. So cooler takes longer for them to lay, but I get zero slugs.
gotcha. Okay. Yeah, man.
So I'm
That's
I'm
what I'm really
averaging
looking for.
43 to 59 days after the prelay shed for them to drop the clutch.
Okay. And so what are your temps at now?
So my ambient is 70 to 75,
Okay.
and the hot spot is 82.
82. Okay,
Yeah,
so you're a lot cooler. So a huge shift.
yeah.
And so season two, what did your viable egg ratio look like? Like obviously
Zero,
much higher.
zero slugs, no slugs,
Zero?
zero.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, that's a huge difference. A huge
It
difference.
just takes longer for them to drop. But like I said, I'd rather them take longer to drop than to get slugs.
Exactly. Exactly. Because you
So
get
like I'm like, oh man, they're supposed to have them at 30 days. Like when I had it hot, every girl had it at 30 days after prelay shed. Once I switched it up, they're like nobody had it after 30 days, and I'm like, oh man, like I'm just getting worried. Then I went on internet searches and it was showing that people 60 days, 69 days. So I'm like, oh, I'm cool then. Like ain't nothing wrong. So like I said, I had two girls go at 59, and they average between 43 to 59. But like I said, it's no slugs.
that's what's up. That's what's up. And all the eggs going through like the full incubation period and you having like good hatchings.
Yeah, everything good. I only
That's
had like one come out that was messed up, and but I'm pretty sure it's from the mom or whatever.
gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So hopefully I have some better results with cooler temperatures this year. Because I
Yeah, well, I
definitely
like
cut it down
it's
a lot.
better for me too. I don't like working in no hot ass room. I want it to feel good when I'm in there cleaning and feeding them too. You know, I ain't trying to be in a sauna.
But yeah, I was like you, man. Like I had my hot spots like probably 88 to 90. There might have been like a couple of spots where it might have been like 91 or whatever, like when I temp it with the temp gun. But yeah, I cranked it down.
Yeah, so in the summertime, the hottest I let it get is 78,
Okay,
just
that's on the
because
hot
of the
spot too, or are you talking about just ambient?
ambient. I keep the AC set. You know,
Okay,
I don't let it get hotter than 78.
okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see how we do with like the cooler temperatures or whatnot. Because
Yeah, it's better for them, I think too. Like I said, they it takes them longer to digest their food, but they're still growing. So like I said, it slows everything down, but it's a good slow growth.
okay, so that was actually like one of my questions. Did you notice like any difference in their growth, like in terms of like the speed, and then like what about like when they release since it was in them longer, are you noticing
Yeah,
less
it
poop?
seems like they're holding back more and less waste
Okay,
because
gotcha.
it's a slower process. They're not going through it fast, recycling it quicker. You know what I mean? It's like they're getting time to actually break it down, digest it, and then release the waste.
That's a win-win.
Versus, yeah, versus rushing. Like when I had it hot, they're like I said, I could feed them every 3 days, but they're just pooping, eating, pooping, eating, pooping. You know, and you'll see like fur and tails and most of the poop still like they weren't digesting it
You're
quick
not
enough.
digesting it. Yeah, that's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed. Like with ASFs, like they seem to hold those a little bit longer and take in more of it. Compared
Okay.
to like when I feed them Norwegians. I want to get my
Yeah.
whole collection, at least the ones that like this part of the collection that's breeders, like the holdbacks and then the grow ups and the ones that's like active breeders. I want to get everybody on ASFs, but um, we probably a little bit off from that, but hopefully soon though.
Yeah, I like rats, no problem. They grow quick. It's just like I said, every snake grows differently. That's what's kind of crazy. It's like I have siblings. I feed them rats. One girl 700 grams bigger than her sister, and they're on the same feeding diet.
Yeah, yeah, I had that too. Like clutch mates, same
Yeah,
feeding diet, eat the same thing at the same interval,
right. And
and
you
like
just be like, wow. But
yeah.
I start all my babies on rats. They just go straight to rats, rat pups, and they grow very well and do very well.
How often are you feeding the babies?
Uh, Wednesdays and Sundays.
Wednesdays and Sundays. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And then for how long do you do that Wednesday and Sunday routine when you kind of pull them
Till
off?
they till they 500 grams, and when they're 500 grams, they just get bigger meals every Sunday.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
And
It
I
makes.
do big meals, like a lot of people don't, but I feed my snakes big rats.
Do you skip any weeks?
If they don't eat, that's the only time I skip.
If they choose to skip.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I don't skip. But like I got some of my snakes, I give them 300, 350 gram rats, no problem.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I intentionally skip 1 week a month. Like the first person I heard talking about that is Billy. You probably heard his story too, but he was
yeah,
talking about he had his snakes eating like once a week, and then for whatever reason, I think it was like some weather or something like that. It was something that caused his rodent guy not to be able to supply, but every other week, and so he was like panicking or whatever, and then like he noticed the different growth and stuff like that, and then I heard Dr. Warren Booth talking about like the snakes eating so much and stuff like that, and so like I just started skipping 1 week. I hadn't
yeah.
got
It
to the
keeps their heart enlarged and all that other stuff.
yeah, I hadn't got to
Yeah.
like the every other week yet, but I do skip 1 week.
Well, right now with my rodent situation, so I feed some of them every 3 weeks. The only girls that get fed a lot are the ones that are going to go for me. So
Gotcha.
like the ones I'm growing up, there's no rush into them. They're not going to breed anytime soon, so you can slow grow them. I've noticed that you can get away with that. You can grow an animal really slow for the first year, and the second year they'll still catch up, like no problem at all.
Gotcha. That makes
That's the
sense.
thing a lot of people don't know. Like I bought some snakes from a guy in Puerto Rico. They were 2019s and they were 300 grams. I got them last year. And the problem with him is he couldn't get food because COVID messed him up. So he was feeding them every 6 months. So to me, I was like, wow, these snakes are super undersized, yada, yada, yada. But got him over here with me, got him on the Insane diet. And within a year, they were up to adult size. No problem at all.
Gotcha.
And she has follicles, and I got her paired right now, so she'll be giving me a clutch this season already. Like I said, she has an age. My thing, age is more important than the weight. So
I
if
agree
you
with
can get an older animal that's undersized, more than likely it's because the person can afford to feed it correctly. So you can take your time growing, and you'll still win with it. I've had 9 out of 10 success with animals like that too.
that. Gotcha. So going back to like your processes and whatnot, are there any other things you've changed that's really been like game changers for you and you really had great results from that you want to speak to?
Well, well, yeah, like I said, like slower feeding them instead of trying to power feed. Like I was power feeding in the beginning, thinking like, hey, that's the way to go. That's the way to go. Get them big, get them big. I get a snake up to 1,200, 1,500 grams in 1 year. There's no follicle growth. I just grew an animal super big for no reason
Right.
because it still takes maturity.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
So you slowly feed them, slowly grow them for the first year, first 16 months. And, once they hit that year and a half, up their meals, see how their feeding response is. Then that way, by the time they get close to the 18, 24 month, check them out, see if they got that follicle growth. They have the size and weight and age, then you'll be good to rock and roll.
Yeah, it make perfect sense. So let's talk about your collection and the different genetics you got at play. So talk about your initial projects and your thought process behind how you started off some of those projects.
So I started off, like I said, clowns was my number one thing. I like clowns and I like, desert ghosts. So that's when I just loaded up on desert ghosts and clowns. I bought as many desert ghost females as I possibly could and as many clown females as I possibly could. And then I added a couple, at least two of every recessive project in my collection also.
Okay, okay. And so, what about the project? What about how has that changed over time? Like you're into some new stuff now, right?
Well, everything's going to still boil down to desert ghost and clown. So eventually, my ultimate goal is to get desert ghost and clown into a whole bunch of other recessive projects.
Okay.
So I should be able to hit some desert ghost clown pies this year. Um, I would like some desert ghost clown pie, ultra male, axanthics, like as many recessives as I can get. But the staple is going to be desert ghost clown at the least of any project that I'll get going moving eventually. That'll be like my base of all projects that I do.
So DG Clown, Ultra Male, Pied. What other recessives you working with?
Well, I have Desert Ghost, Enhancer, which is still Desert Ghost, Sahara, which is Desert Ghost. I have Hypo. I have Paint. I have Ultramel. I have Pied. I have Puzzle. Um, Monsoon. Um, Axanthic. VPI. I guess that's it. That's all I can think of right now.
Okay. And how big is your collection?
I got 500 animals.
500. Wow. Okay. That's what's
Yeah.
up. And so,
So I got,
how many clutches did you do last year, and how many you looking at this year?
so last year I did 15. This year I'm looking at 30. And the
Okay.
thing is that the 30 that I'm going to do are going to be 30 for me to like get the most holdbacks from. So I'm not going to pair everything.
Gotcha. All right. And so, like, when you looking at like how genes are gonna work together, like, how do you go about kind of like planning that out? Like, what's your mindset look like? Like, are you more of a pattern person? You more of a you want like some crazy colors? Like what are you looking for? Like, what really kind of like catches your eye the
Well,
most?
my thing is if you don't try it, you're not going to know what it is, right?
Mhm.
So I just kind of don't I don't want to make white snakes. So I avoid those things that keep white snakes, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not a fan of pastel, even though I have a whole bunch of pastel desert ghosts in my collection. I'm just not a fan, you know.
Yeah. I'm the same way. Like, I got quite a bit of pastel in my collection, more than I want. I'm gonna work it out over time, but I'm not a huge fan of pastel. Like, I got this super pastel DG butter girl, so super pastel butter DG girl that I'm on the fence about whether or not I won't even breed her again, just because she gonna produce some babies that's got pastel in them, and then if I have something that I want to hold back, then now I got pastel in those babies, and so it's just kind of like a cycle. Because I want to work pastel out, but I'm definitely not gonna have like pastel and no new males.
Right,
I'm gonna actively try to avoid pastel on the female side, unless it's just something like I really really want, really really need. And what else? Like you said, all white snakes. Like I've been being a lot more cottons into that, and I want to keep more of those like genes that make all white snakes on my female side. That way,
correct.
it's kind of easier for me to like think through those, because I can't tell you how many times, bro. Like I'll see something. It's like, oh man, yeah, I could put this and this together, and then I think about it, like, oh man, I can't, because like I might get some all white snakes. In fact, I ended up getting some all white snakes by mistake. my like
Cause
second
you didn't
last.
know you didn't know somebody had a different gene on them.
Yeah, I didn't know
Yeah,
he had my male had Mojave, and then the female had Lester. I didn't know the male had Mojave hiding in there. Ended up with three bells,
but that's the
unindemnized.
thing. You never know if you don't try it. So it's still a good win. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah. And so like now I know what he's got, and so like now I can think through like how I pair him because fortunately that was the only female that I paired him with that had the bell genes in it. Like just imagine if because it was a couple girls that I wanted to pair him with that just imagine if I would have paired him with all those girls and like ended up with like four clutches full of bells.
Yeah, exactly. It would have been all bad. You know.
Yeah.
So
So
and like I like how Yellow Belly looks in all the combos, but eventually I'm gonna get Yellow Belly out of my collection too and just stick with asphalt, gravel.
gotcha. Yeah, I love yellow belly. It looks dope in so many combos. But
Yeah, and
I'm
it's
more
amazing as a
asphalt
single
and gravel
gene.
rolling
It's the
around.
best looking single gene, in a single gene form. It looks way better than all of them.
Yeah,
But
yeah, 100%.
the thing is, like super gravel, super asphalt, and the super form, you won't have any issues with it.
Okay, yeah, 100%. So real quick, I want to touch on genetic testing real quick because thinking about the yellow belly complex made me think about that. Are you doing any kind of genetic testing right now? Or you just
Not at all. Not at all. All my stuff is pretty much all visual, so it's going to be 100% hets right off the bat, right off the gate. So there's no point in me doing genetic testing. The only way, some of the things I should do on is like I have or desert ghosts that are het piebald that I'm breeding to other desert ghost animals or other animals that are they'll be 100% het DG, just possible het pied. So if it's something I want to hold back, uh, I may send in some testings for those type of things. But as far as it goes, I just hold back and just roll the dice like we've been doing.
gotcha. Okay. Okay. Yeah, when you brought up the yellow belly complex, that made me think about that because I got two girls who I think are chocolate pavements, but I'm not 100% sure. And I was thinking about getting them tested for just like yellow belly. And if it come back
Yeah,
negative, then I'll know.
it ain't no problem with that at all. Like I like Spectre too, so like super Spectres are nice. They don't make white snakes. Like everything that doesn't make white snakes is good to go.
Yeah. 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 But yeah, I agree 100%. Yellow belly out of that complex, it's the best looking single gene form, like hands
Most definitely, most definitely.
hands
So
down.
the one morph I would like to add that I don't have that I'm working on right now is bringing Tornado over.
Okay, okay.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to get the Tornado recessive. I'm on the list right now, but Justin has like the Justin's first. Then after Justin gets his animals, I can finally get mine.
so who's the breeder that's working with Tornado?
It's D and Joe's over there in the UK.
Okay, okay. Nice. Yeah, that's pretty dope. Have you put in, I'm sure you have, like, where you looking to go with the Tornado?
Oh, it's gonna go into all recessive stuff too. There it goes, straight off the top.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, that's dope, man. I like the tornado stuff. I actually recently just like start seeing it and hearing more people talk about it. And then
Well,
yeah, I
what's
did.
crazy is when it first came out, the price was kind of reasonable. Now the price is crazy, but I still want them. So like, I try to get three of them from him. He was like, "I'm not selling three males. I'm only going to sell one, and you got to buy females." So I'm like, "It's cool."
Okay. So in terms of snakes that you've hatched so far, like what's been the dopest one you've had so far?
Mm, there's a few. I want to say my first snake, which was my Cypress spot nose fire clown. He was pretty good, and then the mahogany cypress clown is pretty awesome that I hit, and then yellow belly lace clown's pretty nice, and then like my desert ghost double head clown pieds are nice. So those are like my favorite ones, just because of how powerful and how they got me set up for the upcoming future.
Gotcha. So is one of those like the project, like a project is you most excited for? If not, what project are you most excited for?
Oh, DG Clown Pie is my number one
Did you climb high?
excitement. Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Like what are you trying to work into that?
Well, I want to hit DG Clown Pies first off and foremost, and after that, that male, and then if I get male heavy, I'll run that male to all the recessive females in my collection.
Hmm.
So that way I can make quad heads, 5 heads, 6 heads, all that good stuff.
What about codoms? You working any codoms into that project?
Well, yeah, I got plenty of codoms, but codoms will be there no matter what. I just want to build the recessives up first, and then I can add to the codoms. That's the easy part. I could easily buy a 6 or 7 codon proven breeder female, breed that male to her, and there you go. I'll have a lot of codons just right there, already triple het. Desert Ghost Clown Pies.
100%. 100%.
Because
Yeah,
you
that's
can
dope.
find many proven breeder adults on Morph Market right now that are just codon filled. That's the easy part. Getting the recessive males ready, that's all you got to do.
I plan on putting my inchy leopard yellow belly desert goes het clown male to my clown pod female this year. So I've got
Yeah.
one lock so far, and she building pretty good. So hopefully that's a successful clutch. And hopefully it's female heavy. I can hold back some clowns this double hit.
Yeah. So, like,
That'll be
just so imagine this right now. So, let's say I hit a clutch of Desert Ghost Clown Pies, right? I hold back all the females. They grow up. I can look on Morph Market, find a lot of codon filled females, right? Breed that to my male. Now let's say I get a 6 codon filled triple het female. I mean, I hit a male out of that clutch. Now I can breed that boy to all my triple visual females. And now I'm already ahead of the game in 2 years without worrying about putting codons in right now.
yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
See, like, there's no rush for codons. You can always find adult codon females no matter what. Finding triple visual, double visual, that's the issue you're going to run into people selling. But people sell codon females all day.
Right. Yeah, 100%. And you're right about that. It is a lot of breeder females on Morph Market just right now.
Yeah, that are all just codon, multi codon, no recessive or one recessive in there or a het. So that's the easy part. It's getting them triple visuals, quad visuals. That's the key first, especially getting the male.
Yeah. What's the next project that's kind of like your top project?
I love ultra male too.
Okay. So what you plan on doing with that?
Well, hopefully I'll hit the Stranger Ultra Male Clown this season too.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, and I would like to do Ultra Male Clown Pied also, and then mix that in with the Xanthic, and then make a Xanthic Ultra Male Clown DG Pied. Like, just
Okay.
it continues to go on and on and on.
They call the ultramel xanthic like snow, right?
I think so. I just call it the Ultra Male Xanthic BPI because I know they call the lavender Xanthic Snow. So that's why I don't know what the name is on them.
Okay. And I could have that wrong. Like it's hard for me to remember all the nicknames
I
sometimes.
think they call it Ultra Snow. It's called the Ultra Snow, I think.
Ultra snow. Okay. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
hard for me to remember the nicknames sometimes. Uh,
right,
like I can remember the jeans, but sometimes remember like the name. I forget.
right, right. But everybody's jumping on the Monarch bandwagon right now, which is cool. I'm
Yeah.
I'm Team Ultra Male all day, so I'm sticking with
Same here.
Ultra Male.
Same here. Like I'm not a Monarch hater. I like Monarch and I like the stuff that I've seen,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
I'm team Ultramel all day. And I'm
Yeah,
sticking with
like they
Ultramel.
said, that if I could go back and start all over, like the Rainbow is the number one to me. I love the Rainbow.
Rainbow, okay. I haven't
Yeah,
looked into that one too tough. Explain that one. Like is it
it's a T positive type of thing too. That it like takes away the color. But there's a guy named Renee Snake MD over there in Europe that's working the Rainbow really heavy. and it's the like most expensive one out of the whole bunch. It's super. It's pretty pricey, but it does amazing things.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that rainbow.
Yeah, you got to
I,
check it out. It's really nice.
yeah, I haven't heard it like floating around a lot here lately, but I hadn't looked into it too tough. But I'm
Yeah,
definitely
Dave
check that out.
Dave Palumbo, the guy in your area, he's in Florida. He actually breeds them too.
Okay. Dave, what's the name of his company?
Palumbo, Palumbo's reptiles or something. Palumbo snake.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out on IG. He got some stuff on IG posted.
yeah. He's a cool dude. He's like an ex bodybuilder, but a super cool guy. Like I bought a Super Orange Dream Ultra Male cryptic from him. Really cool dude.
Okay. So with 500 breeders, like what's your ultimate clutch goal, or do you even have an ultimate like clutch count that you want to hit? Like
50 a season is good for me. I don't want to do more than 50.
50 a season? Okay.
Yeah. And
Okay.
like
Yeah.
I said, the reason being is because majority of every clutch is potential all holdbacks too. So just imagine doing 50 clutches a season, hold back everything. Even if you get lucky to hit five eggs every clutch, you're talking about 250 snakes to keep holding back. That's a lot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's quite a bit. That grows quickly. So what's your weekly routine looking like?
Well,
Like as far as like
cleaning the tub,
upkeep stuff. Yeah.
yeah, clean the tubs, give them fresh water, and the rats, like I said, the rats are the number one, the most that takes the most time. So basically, on the snakes, I check them every Wednesday, every Sunday. Fresh water every Wednesday, fresh water Sunday. So
Gotcha.
twice a week, check to see if they pooped, clean that out, add more cocoa. But I
Okay.
dump every tub every first of the month, no matter what.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask that too. Like how often are you dumping out? What kind of cocoa are you using?
I use cocoa blocks.
Okay.
I
Gotcha.
get that from Freedom Breeders. So I'm actually heading up there on Monday to pick up a pallet.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, you might as well buy in bulk. Save money in the
Yeah,
long run.
I, I definitely do because it just makes more sense, and you'll never get screwed. Like if your supplier runs out, like it's best to have everything on deck when you need it, so you can depend on yourself.
Yeah, I've been rocking with the chipper lately. I like cocoa blocks too. I done tried them pretty much all of them. Like I done tried. I started with Rep the Chip, used cocoa blocks for a while, and I've been using the chipper here lately.
Well, I use cocoa blocks because it's 11-hour turnaround drive, so I drive up, grab it, be done with it, and call it a day. So
Yeah. Yeah, I was able to get like some large orders of the chipper. And so I just stocked up
yeah, that's like I said. Whoever gives you the best deal and the best price, and you're happy. That's what matters in the end.
100%. So
That's how I see it.
you've been bringing your rodents pretty much the whole time, like your own
Yeah,
rodents.
I started doing rodents first, and that's when I started adding snakes because I was producing too many rodents. So I was like, "Hey, let's fix the rodent problem. Let's get more snakes."
That's one way to take care of it.
Yep.
So you still producing extra rodents, and if so, are you like selling them to people locally or?
No, I produce rodents for myself, and I
Uh-huh.
still buy rodents too. So I'm not even
Oh, okay,
producing enough.
gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I mean with 500 snakes, how many colonies you running?
Let's see here. I got 6, 12, 18, 24, 28, 32, 36, 42, 48. So I got 48 colonies.
48.
Yeah.
And what size colonies are it? Like
One
one,
four.
one,
One
four?
four.
Okay. And
Yeah.
how many babies do they have per litter on average?
Well, the problem is sometimes I don't get to them in time. So like you get rid of them for a minute, and then like they'll kill them, step on them. So, but I say per tub, I'm getting at least 20 babies per tub,
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
so it's not bad.
with the ASFs, they produce a lot. The problem I've been having here lately with the ASFs is like I'll have like some colonies where you just see like some random dead older babies. And I'm not
Right.
100% certain what's causing it. I was talking with the homie Matt from Ebony and Abbey Reptiles, and he said he was having the same problem, but he started putting his food like on the ground in there, like
Yeah.
natural
Yeah.
substrate. And so that's been helping him with that because the babies they wean off quicker because they can get to the food quicker, and so they get dependent on like the rodent food quicker as opposed to like the mom. And so he said that's been helping. So I'm gonna try that too, like putting some food in the back of the tub so they can get to
Well,
it and get
if
weaned off.
you if you rebuild a new rack, you need to go for a tub. Breeder 15 tub that's
Say
only
that
three and
again.
a half tall.
Say that
If
again.
you build a new rack or a different rack, Freedom Breeder makes a tub called the FB15
Mm-hmm.
that's only three and a half deep, and
Uh-huh.
that's perfect for the ASF.
Okay.
I use it for mice where the baby mice can reach the food right away because it's only three and a half tall. You know,
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense too.
yeah. So your tubs might be too deep for the babies too. That's probably why you got to throw the food on the floor. But with the three and a half deep, you have no issues at all.
That makes sense too. But by and large, the ASL's been doing pretty good. But like I say, just those babies, it's probably three of my colonies where I just have like random babies dead. But I never have like any babies dead in the grow out tubs or nothing like that. It's just those tubs. And so
Yeah, it
happy with that.
happens. Sometimes they want to eat more protein. Sometimes too, though. Like I'll find chewed up baby rats every once in a while. It happens.
What are you feeding yours?
I use this. It's called high fat. Um, it's made by Ace. Ace. It's a rat high fat rat and mouse. So that's what I feed them.
Okay. Okay. High fat rat and mouse. I'm using the Kalmbach.
Okay.
I've been
Well, the
using that.
place I buy from is local. It's a local place in Riverside that they make the rodent food. So freight's not expensive or anything like that. So it's just easier to get my hands on.
Gotcha. I started like with the Missouri stuff, and man, they was going through that like crazy, and it was just too soft. And then I ended up with like a whole bunch of Missouri powder in the tub because it was so soft.
Yeah.
I mean, we still
Yeah,
have
I don't like Missouri. I don't mess with the Missouri at all.
gotcha. Well, we still have powder in the tub with the combo, but nothing like the Missouri. Like the Missouri, like you know, it'd be crumbled all up at the bottom of the bag, and it's like, man, I'm wasting my money. Like you can make like the little snacks and whatnot for them and throw
Right.
that in there, but still, man, I ain't want to go through all that.
Yeah, that's too. Now you don't work. You didn't unless they got you on the payroll. Then you don't mind doing it. You put in extra hours working for Missouri, making treats and patties when they ain't paying you. So yeah,
Right.
that ain't part of the deal. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. So like, yeah, we switched from that several months ago, and it's been good with combo.
Yeah, that's really good.
And we still save like the powder or whatnot, but again, like I said, we not having as much, and we'll still use it.
Right.
But
Right.
man, with that
Yeah, because
Missouri, man,
they'll
great.
eat it up. Yeah, like some of my bags have a powder in it. I just dump it in there. You'll see the babies eating it up, no problem. They eat it.
Gotcha. Yeah, might try that too. Just
Yeah,
sprinkle a little.
they'll eat it. You sprinkle it in there, they'll definitely eat it. Like the babies will definitely eat it, no
Okay,
problem at all.
okay,
Because the baby rats, like that's what I kind of like about it, where you throw it in there, they can actually eat it easier than chewing on it, trying to, you know, make it dissolve and chew it up. They can actually just lick it and be good. But I
okay.
go in there and it's all cleaned up. They'll eat it for sure. You
That's
just
good
don't
to know.
dump a lot. Just do a little scoop at a time.
What
Go
kind of
check and see if
bedding
they
you got
eat
them
it. Pine. I use the pine pellets,
on?
and then
Okay,
I use the pine bedding also.
okay. So same thing we do.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I'm about to try that too.
Yeah, definitely. It's good.
Yeah, and then that way, we can use up that powder. We ain't gotta bake
Yeah, like I
no
said,
treats
give
and
it to the
whatnot.
babies or your grow out. Even your grow outs will be even better. Like dump it in the grow out rack. They'll all eat it up for sure. You'll go back in an hour and see it all gone. Like what the heck happened here?
Gotcha. So, looking forward for to the future. Like, talk about some of your goals for the next few years. Like, where you're trying to take this.
Well, just level up every single season, pretty much. Just keep going and going and going till you just keep going. Basically, like there's no limit. Like put no limit on it, and that's my thing is just to keep continuing. Try to do something that no one's done. You know, make a combo that's never been seen, and then just keep building from there.
Gotcha. Yeah, 100%. So you do this full time now, right?
Well, I've done it soon as I started. I did it full time.
Gotcha. Okay. So is Insane that's your only business, or you got a whole multiple businesses right now?
Nah, this my only business right now.
Okay, okay. And so did you left the workforce to do this full time,
Yeah,
or were you already
yeah.
like doing a different
I
business?
left. I stopped working in 2019.
Oh, nice, nice. That's what's up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it's hard to work for people like because they just don't understand. That's the thing when you try to explain and then you take things personal and it's not your company, then you realize like you're just an employee. It's just no point. But I always work for myself. So then when I start working for people that ask me to come on and help them and do stuff, and then they don't listen, it's just pointless of working for them and working with them.
yeah, and then being able to focus on it like 100%, like I'm sure that makes a world of difference.
Oh, definitely. It makes it, well, you have to be able to taking care of 500 animals and doing rats is just, it's not easy. But like Danny from Portuguese Pythons, I take my hat off to him. He has a lot of snakes and a lot of rodents and a full time job and a new baby. He does it like he's literally a Superman. I don't know how he pulls it off.
Yeah, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Are you the only one working in the snake room, or did you say your
Yeah,
family in the snake room?
just me.
Just you?
Yeah. So it's a lot. That's what I'm telling you. Like I'll be in here 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning working on it. It's never ending. I just continue to do it as long as I can till I try to catch a little nap and then get right back to work.
Gotcha. I know for me, like when we're in the snake room cleaning, I throw a podcast on or I throw some tunes on. You got any kind of snake room cleaning rituals?
I just listen to jazz because it's
Okay.
relaxing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very relaxing.
Or like ocean sounds or like, raindrops, just something soothing and relaxing to just keep me chill.
Gotcha. Yeah. Pass that time by.
Yes,
And then you
definitely.
like the reason I like to listen to the podcast, because it gives me a chance to like really I can kind of like double dip, right? So I'm knocking two things out because I want to hear the podcast, I want to support people's shows, I want to learn things from what the guests and the podcast hosts talking about, and so like I can double dip on that. I do that when I'm driving to work too. I don't listen to podcasts as much when I'm driving to work, like not reptile podcasts. I mostly listen to like self-help books and stuff like that, and you're trying to like get some study in on the way to and from work.
Well, I listen to the podcast like you said, driving or just at the barber shop or something like that. But when I'm cleaning, I can't because I got to focus on what I'm doing. Like you have your phone in the pocket. I just throw my phone in the pocket, get busy. So I want to see the podcast, not only hear it, I want to see it too. So that's why I can't do it at the same time when I'm cleaning.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, bro. I got a few wrap up questions before I let you get out here and enjoy the rest of your night. And so the first one is, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
I go back to Belize because that's where my mom is from. So
That's what's
I'll
up.
go back there, live in the tropics, and enjoy life with coconuts.
Chilling in the bright sunshine. Speaking of bright, the glasses, the sunglasses. Like talk about that and like how that became like part of your brand.
It's just I don't know, man. I just always rocked them every single time, so that was just part of me. I got wearing the Lokes, like I'm from the born in '78, '80s baby.
Okay.
Always rock the Lokes, you know what I mean? Easy E, Dark Shades, Easy E.
Yes,
So
sir.
all I need is a Jerry curl, and we in there, you know.
We close to the same age. I was born in 79.
Yeah, there you go. So we just old school. That's what it is.
Yes, sir. All right. So if you could have dinner with any three people, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Let's see here. It'd be cool, like to have dinner with Martin Luther King for sure.
That's what's up.
I like to have dinner with Prince. I just because I love his music, dude. Prince is super awesome. Like he's like one of the great composers. I liked him, and I would say Tupac.
Pop. Okay, that's what's up. So what
Yeah,
would you ask Martin?
I just tell him what made him like how he had that dream and what made him, want to stand up and fight for what he did and try to get us equality and all that good stuff.
Gotcha. Okay. So what about Prince? Would you ask him about the music or would you ask him something?
Yeah, I just tell him like how he was getting down with the little get down and all that stuff too, with the purple rain and all that. That's one of my favorite movies of all time too, man. I love Purple Rain.
Yeah, I remember going to see that as a jit.
Yeah, I still watch it now. Prince Under the Cherry Moon, like all of those cool movies is good too. Like The Last Dragon is one of my favorite movies too. I love that movie.
Bruce Leroy.
Yeah, with Laura Charles. Man,
Yes,
can you teach
sir.
me some moves? Can you teach me some moves?
Yeah. What about Pop? What would you ask
And
Pop?
like I like Tupac too because he was a revolutionary too. Like he couldn't
100%.
separate the two, and that's the problem. I just want to talk to him and tell him like why did he feel the need to go backwards instead of move forward? That's the problem. Like a lot of people need to learn, you got to leave that bad past behind and elevate and move forward and
Yeah.
progress, not regress.
Yeah. Like I felt like Pac, like A Pac was a leader. Like he was a leader. He was a born leader, and he was a trained leader as
Correct.
well. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Like just with his background and the people who were in his life. You know what I'm saying, when his upbringing. But I just feel like he got caught up like in this image, and he felt
Well,
like
that's
he
my yeah. That's my point. Like you trying to be a gang member now at 40 in your 40s, how does that make any sense? You're
had
supposed to set examples and lead by example, not go backwards. If you
exactly.
were a teenager that really grew up in that and that was your life, it makes sense. But everyone's is trying to progress and strive for the higher level.
Yeah.
You got to just keep that's like I said, that's like starting off with basic. You start off with heads if that's where you have to start at, but eventually your collection is going to move up and get better and better and better. You're not going to just be making hits for your whole life and not try to reach the end result. You know what I mean?
100%. And you're gonna revert back to the pastels.
Nah,
No hate on the
vanity's from the Last Dragon, not Purple Rain. Abalone is from Purple Rain.
pastels. All right, so next one. If you had $10 million to invest, how would you invest it?
You mean invest in something totally different?
It's on you. How would you do it?
Well, that's
The
what I
only
mean.
rule
Like
you, yeah. Yeah, the
I wouldn't,
only rule
I
you gotta
wouldn't know what
invest.
I don't know what to invest in because I already invested my money in two things in snakes and real estate. So I would just probably donate it to a charity.
Gotcha. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, build something for the homeless or like help the injured vets, like give people the help that they don't get right now. Like that's exactly what I'll try to do.
And then last random question. If it was one question you wished I would have asked you, what would that question be and how would you have answered it?
You asked me great questions, so I couldn't really. There wouldn't be nothing I can ask you. Maybe why are my teeth so white? Because I brush them with Colgate.
Get a plug for Colgate.
Yeah, there you go. Tell them to cut us that check, dude.
Run me that money.
Hmm.
That's funny. All right, bro. Man, it's been great tonight. I really appreciate you coming out and
Yeah, I
chat with
appreciate
us
you having me
tonight,
on there too. Like,
taking your time to chat, bro. Because I know time is valuable. Time is money. It's one of the most
yeah, but
precious gifts you have in life. So coming to spend that to chat with us and the folks in the audience, y'all spending y'all time with us. That's super dope. So I really appreciate it, bro.
I do. I appreciate everybody who tapped in, and whatever questions you got have or whatever, hit me on Instagram if you need any help or have any further questions or need any guidance or having any issues with any of your animals or pets. Just hit me up.
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate you coming out, man. And again, shout out to everybody in the chat. Really appreciate y'all coming out, showing support each and every week. Real quick reminder, y'all make sure y'all go follow Insane Clown Pythons everywhere on social media. The links are in the description of this video. So if you're not following, make sure you go follow. Make sure you go show some love. Hit him up because he's making some crazy stuff, And not only is he making some crazy stuff, he is a good dude, genuine dude. You saw that here tonight. So y'all make sure y'all go show support. Make sure y'all go show some love. Appreciate everybody for coming out. Can you hang back for just a second, bro?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for coming out. Be blessed. Peace.